Hello, brother Chuckling 1040 for duty, welcoming you back to more Pokemon Emerald. In the last episode, we journeyed down Route 120, and here I am stood currently at Route 121 because I completely and utterly forgot that when you make your way down Route 121, you encounter Team Aqua saying that they're on a way to move out to Mount Pyre, which is actually where we are considered on needing to go this episode. But before obviously doing that, I'm going to cut down this tree and go to an optional area that you don't necessarily have to go to. Oh, good God. Hang on. Okay, there we go. In this area is the Safari Zone of the Hoenn region. This area allows you to encounter certain Pokemon in which that you wouldn't originally be able to encounter normally. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be doing this mechanic of shifting my team in and out of the PC, so that way they get to heal off their health and also the usage of their moves. And oh, Linus actually picked up a repel. So we'll go to move items then and bag it. But yeah, the Safari Zone is basically an area that allows you to catch Pokemon that you can't normally find in the wild in the main routes of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I will very quickly bring up the Safari Zone. As long as I can find the right region. Okay, here we go. Safari Zone in Hoenn. So these are all of the Pokemon in which that you can theoretically find in the Safari Zone in the Hoenn region. There are 6 areas, but you are limited to how long you can be in there for. But if you're playing Oras, you're in there for as long as you want. In the certain areas, you can find certain items. At the entrance, you get 30 Safari Balls, and from a street thug next to the door, TM85 Dream Eater, which is a psychic type move that only... sorry, hang on, no. TM85 Dream Eater is in Oras, sorry. I thought that was Ruby and Sapphire. My mistake. Right, I'm going to use Fake Out on Slarking, so that way he doesn't get to do anything. Right, okay. So, you get 30 Safari Balls, and you can use them to basically catch any Pokemon that you encountered normally in the wild. But, as you are exploring, in Area 1, there's no items to be found in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, but in Area 2, you can find a Max Revive. So that way you can fully heal up your Pokemon's health to max when they're fainted. In Area 3, providing you have the usage of the Mach Bike and Surf, would be when you get the ability to find TM22 Solar Beam, which, if you had somebody in your team that was capable of setting up the sunlight, that would be a huge advantage for you. But if you don't worry, because you don't really need Solar Beam on Grovyle / Sceptile now, because he has his stab signature move, Leaf Blade, which is good enough for him. In Area 4, you can find yourself a Calcium, providing you have the Aqua Bike. In Area 5, you can find a PP Up, Full Restore, and a Big Pearl, only in Pokemon Emerald. The Full Restore and the PP Up are hidden items, whereas the Big Pearl is not. And in Area 6 is also Emerald exclusive items you can pick up. You can find a hidden rare candy, a hidden energy drink of a sink, and you can just find a genuine nugget. That's all the items you can find there. As for the Pokemon, in Area 1 you can find Pikachu, Oddish, Gloom, Doduo, Natu, Girafarig, and Wobbuffet. Area 2, literally the exact same Pokemon, but there's also a surfing area where you can encounter a wild Psyduck, as well as Goldines and Magikarps. And also, theoretically, if you had certain fishing rods, you can also encounter their evolved form, if you are lucky. Area 3 doesn't have a Pikachu, but it has an Oddish, Gloom, Doduo, Dodrio, Raihorn, and Pinsir, and you can find a wild Golduck by surfing, which is the evolved form of Psyduck. Fishing encounters are exactly the same. In Area 4, Oddish, Gloom, Natu, Sartu, Fampi, and Heracross. Well, not Heracross, but Heracross. And by smashing rocks, there's a chance you can find the Geodude between levels 5 and 30. 100% of the time. In Area 5, you can get a Hoo-Hoo, Spinarak, Mareep, Apom, Sunken, Gligar, Snubbull, and Stantler. And by surfing, you can encounter a Marill, Wooper, and a Quagsire. And by fishing, you can actually encounter with the Good Rod a Remoraid, and with a Super Rod that's in the post-game mainly, 1% of the time, only in Emerald and Octillery. Because the reason why I say only in Emerald for most of this area, for Area 5 and 6, is because in Ruby and Sapphire there were only 4 areas in the main game. But in Emerald there are 6. And in Area 6, speaking of which, you can find yourselves a wild Hoothoot, Leddybear, Apom, Sunkern, Pineco, Teddiursa, Miltank, and Houndour. But 100% guaranteed at the time, you will be able to find a wild Shuckle, which are incredibly rare. They're known to be really defensive, tied for being the slowest Pokemon in the game, but is not necessarily a bad Pokemon. If you are able to use it in the correct perspective, it can be a good Pokemon for you to use. Right, I'm going to give the Sync to Doug. Now, okay, I think that could just take you to another secret base or something. This person here, if he was playing Ruby and Sapphire, I think it's a Nurse Joy. But yeah, you do need to go down and then up into here. There is an option for you to go down this way to battle some optional trainers, and also you can encounter certain items down there, which I'm going to try and find for you guys right now. I'm pretty sure it's more likely going to be Route 123. That area is down there. So we've got a PP Up as a hidden item which requires cut to get. There's a hidden rare candy. But more importantly, you can obtain TM19 Giga Drain if you go down that way. Where you get it, the list says, from the girl next to the soft soil bed near Route 122 if shown a grass type Pokemon. We can do that because this girl here, this is the girl that gives you the TM for Giga Drain. It was known to be a really good move in Generation 4 and onwards, but in this generation, it was only given 5 PP of use for a base 60 power, 100 accuracy. Anyway, inside Mount Pyre, there are some new Pokemon that you can find in here. That door over there, I think, is actually where you need to go. So, let's have a little check first. Yes, it is. It's the required path. We're not going to go up this way. Instead, if you climb up Mount Pyre, there are some trainers for you to fight. There's a guaranteed double battle either here or here, because this girl actually does rotating, and you can theoretically avoid her if you time the turns that well. But why would you want to avoid somebody when you want to get some experience? Right, Petroka, I want you to use Feint Attack on Spoink. And Rhine, I want you to use Surf. There we go. There's one of very few Pokemon that you can technically find in the Safari Zone, being Raihorn. If you had the patience to level it up far enough to evolve it into a Rhydon, then it's a good Pokemon to use. But it gets even better once Generation 4 comes out. There we go. Alright. And we're also going to be fighting this guy. I will be fighting a lot of these trainers because there are some items that are found here that can technically be helpful to you. Right, let's use Fake Out. Because obviously Horiyama is known to have a lot of HP, so we'll just use Nightshade. Well, it's knocked off the black glasses. Knockoff is actually a pretty weak move in this generation. It's known to have 20 power, 100% accuracy, but when future generations came out, its base power was boosted from being a base 20 to a base 60. I think that was a debut in Generation 5. If not, then it might have happened in Generation 4. Alright. Have mine knock you out instead then. There we go. So anyway, the only new Pokemon that can be found in Mount Pyre are commonly known to be Ghost-type Pokemon. I don't know if it's a place where you can find Duskulls and Dusclops, but I definitely know you can find a oh yeah, it is actually. There are 2 Pokemon that can be found here, one of which being Duskull, the other one being Shuppet. Shuppet is actually an interesting Pokemon to say the least, and if I wasn't planning on using Sableye for a member for my Let's Play team, Shuppet would have actually been a member for my team. It really would have. I do question you making your Manectric use Spark on Petroka when there's a water type on the field? Right, I'll use Nightshade and Surf so that way I can avoid making physical contact with Manectric in case he carries Static. Okay, Ryan's now level 34, which is really good. Getting up there in the levels, slowly but surely. And they were guarding an Ultra Ball. Okay. ×2 better catch rate to a regular Pokeball. And there is a pothole there. Wait, what? There are holes in the ground here and there. I didn't notice and took a tumble from the floor above. Okay, so they're basically like a quicker way to actually fall down to the lower floor. If you didn't want to be ambushed by Pokemon by trying to get to the stairs. I see. Oh, no. Need to go up this way. Right, this guy's not a spinner, so he had... Oh, I thought he was a trainer. Memories of your darling Skitty, your eyes overflow thinking about... Oh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. There was a time when I had a cat named Rocky. We let him go out to do his usual activities, but later on the day when we let him out, he didn't return. And it was like thinking what he was doing, or more importantly, where he was. And then a couple of days later, somebody showed up at the front door of the old house that I lived in and mentioned that he found our cat and said that it was dead. And I was legit heartbroken by that. Because we were told it. We were told the news when we were having dinner. And, well, I was literally emotional when I got told the news that I literally could not finish eating my dinner. I had to turn it down and I just had to be alone. But then later on that same day was when my mum and dad came back from the RSPCA and got my two current cats, Polly and Dolly, when they were kittens. And immediately that lightened up my spirits. Because I'm a huge cat lover. Literally. So I feel that guy's pain. Talking about the unforgettable memories of his Skitty, because Skitty is technically a cat, and having Skitty as a Pokemon does not necessarily mean that it's like a traveling companion for beating gym battles or becoming the champion or whatever, but more likely you would consider it as to be a house pet as well. Somebody that you care deeply for and want to cherish the fondest of memories with them. Can't believe how that one line about talking about his dead Skitty turned into a real emotional roller coaster. But it is true. Literally. Alright, let's focus on something else then before we get too depressing. God. Right, okay then. So, I think if you go to the top of Mount Pius, something very important is actually there that you can pick up that's going to be really helpful to you. That is, of course, if I don't keep getting ambushed by Wild Shuppet. Right, let's use a Super Repel. And let's take Patroka out of the lead and put in Fandam. That's a, oh, that makes it for the Super Repel we just used. Oh, she's a Turner? I did not think that she was a Turner. Alright. Hopefully this guy does not have a lot of Pokemon, because I do... Oh, 3 Pokemon, alright. Alright, it's a Volts. Right, we'll just use our newly learned Earthquake and show you just how much damage... Well, theoretically, it's not really a good experiment using Earthquake on a Ralts, because Ralts can easily be... Actually, a lot of Psychic type Pokemon can easily be killed by a physical attacking move. Ralts is one of them. The Abra line is another. And I could technically say that the Natu family is as well. So I'm pretty sure this guy has an entire team of Ralts. Oh, I was technically right. Curlier, the evolved form of Ralts. Oh, Doug is now level 36. Nice. It's on par with Shulk now. Right, let's move before that girl ambushes me. Oh, there's another floor. Alright. Right, that girl was a trainer as well. Jeez, how freaking high is this tower? Oh, please. Oh, no, okay. Gotta be clever about this. Okay, good. I will battle those trainers I avoided off camera, so don't worry. Here is the important thing. TM30 Shadow Ball. I want that to teach to my Sableye. And with me obtaining that is where I'm going to be calling an end for this episode before the video randomly decides to cut. Because I have 4 recordings now on my iPad. And if I store more than 1 hour and roughly 30 minutes of video footage, the video is just going to be randomly cut. So next time on Pokemon Emerald, we will get to the top of Mount Pyre. This is technically the top, but it's the top interior, not the top exterior. We need to go to the top exterior, which is where we'll be in the next episode, alright? See you guys then.